because sports is what saved me. If it wasn't for sports, so it wasn't for football, then I went off into bodybuilding. That changed everything about my life. It made me feel completely different about stuff. And I got to a point where if you wanted to be good at it, you had to just stay focused and do this. Well, I figured if sports and fitness could save me, then I could save the world with it. And that's how the whole thing started to begin with. I was going to give back. So I always knew that. I was motivated to get to a place where I could do and tell the right story. So even before I did a business or even thought about putting together a business, I was doing seminars everywhere about how to lose weight and how to get your body in shape and all this. Now I was a bodybuilder, so it was easy. People came to see me and talk to me and that kind of thing. And they listened to me, but this is when all the weight loss centers were cropping up everywhere around the country. And they were just bogus. You know, the way people were losing weight. It was crazy.
Paid by the pound.
Yeah, you did. You paid by the pound, so they told you not to work out. But if you worked out, you might offset the weight loss.
Yep.
You know, might get a pound of muscle, God forsake, you know, and that kind of thing. So I went on this crusade to do that, telling the truth. So the truth about fitness was what I wanted. I just felt like I had to just get it out there and tell everybody all that. And I wanted to, and again, because fitness and sports had kept me on the straight and narrow and saved my life, then I was going to give it back. And then when I looked around, no one was doing it right. There was nobody that was doing all of it. So you go here and work out if you wanted to, but the information there wasn't very good. You can go here and get some nutrition information, but it was like 50 different possibilities. You could pick whatever you want. Half of it was bogus because it was just marketing. Okay, and then of course on the supplement side, there were just these advertisements for these things that didn't really make any sense. So I wanted to put together a holistic solution that encompassed it all. And the gym was the perfect place to do it because no matter what, you had the right resource, physical resource, to be able to work out if you were going to work out. Now all I had to do was add a nutrition component to that. So that was really the beginning of the businesses, was to be able to say, okay, let's put the whole truth together in one package and let's go sell it through the health clubs. And that was the beginning of it. So the motivation was to save the world because it saved me. And then the perfect place to do it was a place where you could also work out if you got to that point and then offer the holistic solution.
But how did you tie it into business though? You know, like as a kid growing up, you know, your mindset isn't on business.
No, absolutely
You know, it's on girls or it's on playing video games or just playing sports all the time.
For me, it was getting out of jail. But go ahead.
Right. So as you just told us how you started, I feel like you left out just that little piece to where, you know, you tied it in and you got the business mindset to say, well, you know, I can do this. You know, it just seems like you're saying, okay.
I got it. I know exactly where you're coming from because that's where, and the reason I have trouble answering that because and everybody thinks I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not. I am what you call an accidental businessman.
Okay.
I never, ever wanted to go into business. Never. I was very comfortable getting a check. You know, a good check as a mechanic. You know, but I never left my dream. That dream of fitness and sports and using it to save the world. So when I joined Golds, that was my first vehicle into it. But I'll tell you this, the main reason that I am successful financially or from a business standpoint, let's put it that way, is because of my wife. She gave me the strength. She said, okay, Neal, put your money where your mouth is. You think you can do this and you can do this. Okay, go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and move to Venice? I was up in San Francisco. Move to Venice. Go ahead and go find out, because right now you're real comfortable. You're a big fish in a little pond, but you keep talking about saving the world. You say, why don't I get the right stuff out, and we'll go do it. I said, okay. You know, I mean, it was like, okay, but when she gave me, we weren't married, we were dating. You know, and so she gave me the strength, and I felt like I was being challenged.
Yeah.
That's what I did. You know what I did? I grabbed this little portable, because I had a little portable TV right here. I rented my room out to my house out to 5 of my buddies, got in my Corvette, and drove down to Venice. Now, they had already talked to me about coming down and building their grand opening. I was already doing work for them, but from up there. But now they said, okay, well, we're opening more gyms. I said, okay, I was going to do it. But it wasn't for her. So I did that. And I started with Golds, and that became successful. And then, same thing. When things weren't going right at Golds, I would come back, and she would just go, well, so what's wrong? And I go, they want me to do this, and I don't feel like I'm doing the right thing anymore. She goes, well, okay, then why don't you do it by yourself? And I looked at her, and we just had our first baby. You know, we just got married a while ago. I go, hey, okay. I mean, it was again. No, so She gave me, I always knew that, so I put my head down because if I kept doing what I was doing, it would work. And I never thought I couldn't do it. But I never got pushed to do it if it wasn't for her. So, you know, and that's pretty much how I ended up in business. And then it became, like I told you, a self-perpetuating cycle of successful here, successful there, successful there. And then you get to that point where you're arrogant. You know, you think you're going to be successful all the way around. And fortunately, I'm tough enough to where no matter what happens, I'm going to be. And I'm going to get through whatever it takes to get there because I have the resources to do it. See, it's one thing that you got the money to do it now. So now you almost can't lose no matter what. I mean, you really couldn't unless something just blew up the world, a natural disaster. But so does that get it? I mean, because I never wanted to be a businessman. But the only way I could accomplish what I used to tell her I wanted to accomplish was to do it myself. So I got forced into it. I got challenged into it, if you will. And thankful every single day that I was.